When it comes to gardening, we gardeners love discovering hidden gems, those little tricks that transform ordinary soil into a thriving bed of life. Over the years I've experimented with banana peels, eggshells, wood ash, and even fish scraps. But one secret fertilizer that always surprises people when I mention it is crushed rice. Yes, plain old rice, crushed down and added to your soil, can do wonders for your plants. It's an overlooked resource that's probably sitting right in your kitchen pantry. Today, on Soil Sage Chronicles, we're going deep into how and why crushed rice works, the best ways to use it, and what results you can expect in your own garden. Let's unlock this underrated soil booster together. Rice is more than just a staple food for billions. It's also packed with nutrients that plants crave. When you crush rice and add it to your garden soil, you're essentially giving your plants a slow-release organic fertilizer. Rice contains carbohydrates that feed soil microbes, encouraging microbial activity. Small amounts of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the big three of plant nutrition. Trace minerals like magnesium, manganese, and iron. Starch, which not only fuels microorganisms but also supports beneficial fungi that help roots absorb nutrients. When broken down by soil organisms, crushed rice becomes part of the organic matter cycle, releasing nutrients steadily over time. Think of it as a gentle but effective soil conditioner, nourishing your plants from the ground up. If you've been around gardening communities online, you've probably heard of rice water fertilizer, the leftover water after rinsing rice. While rice water is a fantastic quick tonic for plants, it only contains dissolved nutrients and starch. It's like giving your plants a snack. Crushed rice, on the other hand, is the main meal. Since the entire grain goes into the soil, it provides a longer-lasting source of nutrition. As the grains slowly decompose, they feed soil organisms continuously, improving soil structure and fertility for weeks. Here's how I think about it. Rice water equals instant boost. Crushed rice equals slow-release fertilizer. For best results, I often use both in my garden depending on what my plants need. Now, you might be wondering, do I need to buy special rice or process it in a fancy way? Not at all. Preparing crushed rice for your garden is as simple as it gets. Here's my method. First, choose your rice. Any type works: white, brown, or even broken rice that's been sitting in your pantry. Brown rice has more minerals, but don't stress. Use what you have. Second, crush it down. A mortar and pestle, rolling pin, or even a quick pulse in the blender will do. You don't need powder, just small broken pieces. Third, apply directly. Sprinkle a handful around the base of your plants, mix it into the topsoil, or add it into your compost pile. The goal isn't to bury your garden in rice, it's about moderation. A little goes a long way, and overloading can attract pests like rodents if you're not careful. The real power of crushed rice, lies in what it does once it hits the soil. Here's what happens underground. Microbes rush in. Soil bacteria and fungi absolutely love starch. They flock to the crushed rice, multiplying rapidly. Nutrient cycling begins. As these microbes feed on the rice, they release nitrogen, phosphorus, and trace minerals back into the soil. Soil structure improves. More microbial activity means more organic matter, better aeration, and improved water retention. Plant roots really thrive. With improved soil health, roots absorb nutrients more efficiently, leading to stronger, healthier plants. It's kind of like creating a mini composting process right in your planting beds. Over the years, I've tested crushed rice in different ways, and here are some of the most effective applications. First, as a soil amendment, mix crushed rice directly into your soil before planting. It enriches the soil and supports healthy root establishment. I especially love doing this in raised beds and container gardens, where soil can get depleted faster. Second, as a compost booster, adding crushed rice to your compost pile is like tossing in a microbial energy bar. It speeds up decomposition by feeding the microbes that break down organic matter. Just remember to balance it with plenty of browns, like dried leaves or cardboard. Third, as a mulch additive, sprinkle a thin layer of crushed rice under mulch around fruiting plants like tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers. The mulch helps prevent pests from noticing the rice, while the soil organisms work on it quietly. And finally, seedling support in small amounts. Crushed rice mixed into seed-starting soil can give young plants a gentle nutrient boost. Just be sure not to overdo it, since seedlings are sensitive to imbalances. One concern I hear often is, won't rice attract rats or bugs? That's a valid point. Here's my experience. If you use small amounts and incorporate it into the soil rather than leaving it exposed, pests are rarely an issue. Covering the rice with mulch helps mask any scent. In areas with heavy rodent problems, use crushed rice sparingly, or stick to composting it first before adding it to your garden beds. Like any organic material, it's all about balance and management. I'll share a quick story. Last season I tested crushed rice on 2 tomato beds, one with rice added to the soil and one without. The difference was clear. The rice-fed bed produced tomatoes that were not only bigger but also had deeper green foliage and resisted drought stress better. The secret wasn't just the rice itself, but how it transformed the soil life. By feeding the microbes, I was indirectly feeding my plants in a more natural, balanced way. That's what I love about using crushed rice. It works with nature rather than against it. At the end of the day, gardening isn't about throwing chemical fertilizers at plants. It's about building living soil that sustains life season after season. Crushed rice is one of those humble, overlooked tools that can help us do just that. It's affordable, accessible, and incredibly effective when used wisely. Plus, it helps us recycle food resources that might otherwise go to waste. So the next time you're cooking rice and spill a handful, don't sweep it into the trash. Think of it as gold for your garden. There you have it. The secret world of crushed rice fertilizer revealed. It's simple, natural, and surprisingly powerful. Whether you're a beginner just starting your first raised bed or a seasoned gardener chasing bigger harvests, crushed rice can give your soil that extra boost. I'd love for you to try it out in your own garden this season and share your results. Does it work as well for you as it has for me? If you found this guide useful, don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles for more hidden gardening secrets, and share this article with a fellow gardener who loves experimenting. Together we can grow healthier soil, stronger plants, and a greener future. Happy gardening, my friends. May your soil always be alive and thriving.